everyone, Spydiechick here. Today we're going to be talking about none other than the Spyderco Dragonfly G10. Now, for those of you that have been subscribed to my channel for quite some time, you'll know that I did a video on the Spyderco Dragonfly back in 2010. And in fact, that actually was my very first video that I ever made on YouTube. So I figured, why not take a look at the Spyderco Dragonfly G10 just to actually see how it fares. Now, as a knife viewer for me myself, when I am taking a look at a long-term review, I'm actually quite interested in a few different things. Particularly, I'm interested in the opening action, the lockup, blade centering, and fit and finish. These are essentially the four areas that I'm quite interested in, because I generally think that these are the four areas where a knife can actually wear out quite a bit over time. So just full disclosure here, the Spyderco Dragonfly G10, I haven't been using it on a daily basis for all these years, but definitely for the first year or two, I definitely had it in my regular carry rotation, and nowadays I am just using it on an as-needed basis. Originally, when I first used the Dragonfly G10, originally in my review, I had actually really praised it because I really appreciate the fit and finish overall. I like the fact in terms of its ergonomics, it can be held in many different positions, both in left hand and in right hand carry. So if I want to hold it in terms of a reverse grip, I can do so. And different hand positions for sure. It comes in at 2¼ inches in its blade length, 2 ounces overall for its weight. G10, VG10 blade. All these were great things for an everyday carry, especially if you're in an environment where you're not able to have a really large knife, or maybe the people you're around, they don't like the fact of a person carrying a larger knife, I would say. So let's get started here, looking first into the opening action. One of the things I noted originally when I had the Dragonfly G10 was that the opening action was quite stiff. I would say definitely over time, things have really smoothed out. So when I'm opening it and closing it, no problems whatsoever if I want to open or close it. If I want to do maybe a spine drop, no problems for that, either for left hand or right hand opening. No problems with opening or closing the knife. The opening action really actually has smoothed out over time, which is great to see, and something that I would definitely expect for this type of locking mechanism. Talking about the lockup itself, one of the things I noted before was that the lockup was rock solid. And you know what? It still is. Up and down and side to side, no play whatsoever. And blade centering, let's take a look here. So this was one of the gripes that I had originally for the G10 Dragonfly, was the fact that the blade was not centered. And you know what? It still is the case to this day. I'd say at the very least, though, the blade hasn't gotten worse in terms of its centering, and it doesn't rub on either side of the blade. Of the liners itself, so it's still purposeful, it's still functional, but this is definitely something that I don't appreciate. I know I can probably adjust some of the centering issues if I were to adjust the pivot, etc., but this is actually the amount of tension that I prefer in terms of opening and closing the knife to not affect the opening action. Overall fit and finish, I would say over all these years, the G10 Dragonfly, the fit and finish still looks really good. If I'm looking at the blade itself, the blade sheen still is quite lively and quite bright, which is nice, the polish there, and both the left and the right sides. For the G10 itself, it really has worn really nicely. It still is, I would say, just as grippy as it was back all those years before. There is some discoloration, I would say, in the G10, and some marks that would stay over time, which is something I would expect and not something I would discredit the G10 Dragonfly for, but it's definitely something to note because I figured this may be an issue for some. overall, the fit and finish is something that I really appreciate. It really looks very similar to the day essentially that I originally got it. And all those wonderful things about the Dragonfly, the fit and finish, the ergonomics, the opening action, the lockup, all those things still remain. I remember I had noted that the Dragonfly, it came in, back in the day it was about 100 USD and about 130 Canadian dollars. It's slightly more now, and I thought that the price, some people may have thought that the price was actually quite steep. I thought that the price was quite justified then, and given the fact that the Dragonfly still fares well after all these years, I still think that that price is quite justified. So thank you very much everyone for watching this video. I really enjoyed making it because it was quite nice just revisiting back on a video that was very special to me, because it was what really set me off in terms of just learning a little more about knives, and for those people that originally saw that video and they were very encouraging, I thought that was really appreciated. I thank everyone here for watching the video, and if you have any comments or questions or suggestions for the next video, feel free to subscribe if you're wanting additional updates and wanting to support this channel. All right, everyone, thank you very much. Take care. Bye.